Fantastic to meet you both. Congratulations on a really brilliant film.
Thank you.
So maybe I can start with you, Zahler. If
Okay.
you seem to be very passionate about crime, violence and drama. What is it that attracts you to these themes in film?
With all the stuff that I do, I come from a place of being a fan. So when I see a certain thing, or read a certain thing, or listen to a certain thing, like I'm a metalhead and I make heavy metal albums, and I'm a foodie. I worked as a catering chef for a while, and I'm very into genre film. And I think they're great places.
And he was an animator, and he was a cinematographer, and he wrote all this music for this movie, then got the OJs to cover it,
and so it's the stuff that I'm a fan of. There's a certain point when I start breaking it down and what I want to see differently. So in the case of Brawl and Cell Block 99, I'd seen a bunch of prison movies at a retrospective house in New York named Film Forum, and started thinking about what I would do differently, and what tropes I would take and which I would discard. And so really just came up with a story that's interesting for me. But one of the things that keeps the passion strong for all of this stuff is changing genre. So, I've written a lot of Westerns, a lot of crime pieces, a fair amount of horror, a fair amount of hard science fiction. For a period of time, it looked like actually the piece of mine that was going to go forward was one of several sitcoms I'd written. So it's by just doing different things, it keeps it really fresh for me. But it comes from a place of I'm a devourer of all this different types of media, be it a progressive rock album by King Crimson, or an underground death metal album, or the silent comedies of Buster Keaton. These are things that I like, and I want to figure out how to do my own version of them.
And Vince, I mean, you're most commonly associated with comedy roles, but you put in an absolutely incredible performance here with a real focus on body language. Can you tell us about what drew you to this role and how you went about it?
Well, it was the screenplay, and it was Zahler. Brawl and Tomahawk is such a tremendous film. I really enjoyed that movie. It was very unique. And this screenplay was just incredible. I mean, it was so character-driven with such surprising turns. And then there was this level of fighting that was so unique that is just not what you normally see. So it was just one of those things that's, because it's different and well done, it really affected you. And knowing that he was also going to direct it, I was just really excited.
There is an awful lot of violence in it. How was it shooting these scenes?
Well, we just had to be prepared to be committed, right? I mean, I think it all comes from such a character place. You have a character who's got a tremendous amount of hurt and rage, who's really trying to keep his head above water. I think people can relate to that in life, things going against you and you trying to do your best, but being challenged. This is the extreme versions of that. So I think I could relate to this character in some levels. It doesn't manifest, obviously, in the extremes that this character has, but I think there was definitely a jumping off point of relating to wanting your life to go certain directions and having reality kind of get in the way of that.
And do you tend to stay in character even when you're not shooting? Was it the shaved head that made the transformation?
I like to commit and focus. I find a way of really preparing, and then, you take moments depending on what's going on, but it's nice, you kind of find your glide through that, and everyone sort of works differently that way. But I try to stay loose, kind of in the zone, and then I find that you do a better job if you're relaxed. And then when you kind of turn it up as the focus is needed.
You seem to really bond well with Jennifer in the film, and I understand you have another project coming up together. How is it working with her? And can you tell us anything else?
She's tremendous. She's a terrific actress. I mean, she has so many challenging moments in this movie that she's just so believable in. And thankfully, we all got to work with Craig again on his next movie, Dragged Across Concrete. And she's just a tremendous actress, and I just like her a lot as a person, which makes it easy. Craig suggested that me and her go out and hang out a little bit and spend some time and getting to know her. I just had a lot of respect for her and just sort of where her focus is at. She's a true actress and very committed, and it's just easy to act with somebody who's bringing so much to that role. It makes it so much easier to respond because she really lives a full life within her character.
And it is a very dramatic, tense film, but I'm sure there must have been some fun moments on set. What were your favourite moments for each of you?
I mean, my favorite moments, I don't know that I would classify them as fun, but my favorite moments are when a surprising character moment comes out in the performance, and everyone works differently, but both Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Carpenter asked for biographies from me. I offered, and they encouraged me to write them. So there's a lot of discussion in terms of the history of these characters, and then bringing them together in these scenes and watching them play off each other and seeing these little new moments appear, and things where, like, if I wrote down the amount of detail that they're both providing in all those heavy drama scenes, these 5-6 page scenes would be 40-50 pages. And it's every reason to do a movie is to see the characters come to life in this way, this deeply lived and very layered style of performance that they're both capable of.
And for you?
Fun moments. Gosh, it was 25 days. It was a very ambitious shoot, so you really just had to be focused and prepared because things were going to change, and they did. We did have laughs, though, on the set and enjoyed our time, but there was a lot of, getting through our days.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks so much
Thank
for
you
your
so
time.
much. Thank
Great
you.
to meet you.